Alton Towers Resort once again have made some progress on certain parts of the theme park and resort experience. With new updates on Scarefest, the repainting of a major roller coaster, and much more, the resort continues to gear up for an exciting summer ahead and beyond. So we've got quite a bit to get through today in terms of Alton Towers updates. This is becoming a bit of a weekly series almost, but this episode is all about the latest updates in and around the Alton Towers Resort as we head into the summer holidays officially with August creeping in, and also with the upcoming exciting Scarefest event. Oktoberfest is coming up as well, so we're going to keep on top of any potential updates, stay prepared for Oktoberfest. We're going to keep up to date with any other of the event preparations, including Scarefest and Christmas. But before we get started with this update, please make sure you do like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you never miss another YouTube video. We're on the road to 3,000 subscribers and 500,000 views on YouTube. We are so nearly there on both of them, so please, let's get there as soon as possible, please. Also, make sure you do check us out on Apple and Spotify, as well as the Acast podcast website. And for now, ladies and gentlemen, thrill seekers of all ages, let's get into the latest updates from the Alton Towers Resort. So to kick off your Alton Towers updates, we have to go through some construction updates from Alton Towers Scarefest, the park's Halloween event. To kick off our Scarefest updates via Towers Street, 2 openings have been created in the side of the shipping containers behind the Cursor Alton Manor, with work now taking place inside. This is set to be one of the locations for the brand new Scare Maze this year inside the so-called facility buildings from the original planning images. I personally can't wait to discover the evil hidden inside of these buildings and how the maze itself in Gloomy Wood will blend in to the area as an official story. So for this news update from the Alton Towers Resort, I wanted to use this opportunity to actually look at each of the individual 2 mazes, which will come on to the second one in a moment, to make my kind of final predictions as to what I think will be coming into those buildings. So, with the construction update now finished from Gloomy Wood, I would like to talk about my final predictions for this particular Scare Maze. So for those of you who don't know, it'll be located in survival game style shipping container buildings, facility buildings in the planning images, that'll be located near the Cursor Alton Manor and the monorail yard in Gloomy Wood. So this is just behind the Cursor Alton Manor. This is in a section of Gloomy Wood that was previously unused for any ride material of some sort. I believe it was just storage from that part onwards. And this could be a very interesting one. Now, I've spoken in the past about the Invitation. Now, for those of you who don't know what the Invitation is, it is an audio-led scare experience. As far as I'm aware, there's been no construction happening around the Gabe's Bunker, which is where the Invitation was taking place. Basically, with the Invitation, you will go into these kind of chambers, you'd stick the headphones in or whatever audio device it was, and it'd be very much an audio-led based scare experience. So you'd be led by sound, and very much the sounding sense. And there were some mixed reviews with that experience. Do I personally see the Invitation coming back? I don't think so. However, what could they do? Well, if you look around the Cursor Alton Manor section of the park, they do have the Doom and Sons hearse as a bit of theming around the area outside before the entrance queue line to the Cursor Alton Manor Dart Ride attraction. So I think they can combine the Invitation and Doom and Sons together to create a brand new spin-off storyline for a Scare Maze attraction located inside Gloomy Wood. So for my final prediction, I'm going to go with a new second initiation of the Invitation. However, this is not an audio-led scare experience. This is the Invitation, and the classic Undertaker funeral company Doom and Sons are inviting you into, or inviting you being the operative word here, hashtag invitation, they're inviting you to experience what it's like to walk through the employment of Doom and Sons Incorporated, the legendary funeral directors here in Gloomy Wood. But things aren't exactly as they seem, as the spirits from the dead arise and take back what is rightfully theirs, their place at resting in peace. And it's all about you walking around different ghoulish, ghostly items and giving you some real frights along the way. It's very much a walk through a graveyard and an abandoned funeral director's company. That's what I'm predicting here for this one. That's what I would personally like to see here as well. I believe that we should tie in the Doom and Sons, tie in the Cursor Alton Manor if you want to tie Emily into the storyline as well. there's an opportunity they can do. But the main part here is to bring the Invitation storyline from the old Games Bunker site into this survival game style facility building and include the Doom and Sons Incorporated style funeral director company into the storyline as well, to create a new spin-off, new version of the Invitation that's not audio led, but a very, very unique and very extreme scare experience. So it's a bit of subspecies, bit of Doom and Sons theming in there, Invitation, the main name of the storyline and the name of the maze, and so it's got a bit of subspecies kind of style extreme in there, but it's very much based around this funeral director's company, spirits arising from the dead. You've got to walk through the graveyard, walk through the building of the funeral director's company, and relive and survive the spirits that live within the walls of Doom and Sons Incorporated. That's my idea for this storyline here. So let's go into the latest construction from Maze number 2. Once again, Tower Street have sent in on social media some photos from this. You can go and check it out on their official social media. A concrete base has now been poured for what is set to be the location for the other new scare maze behind the Dark Forest, the location of the other facility building planned for this Halloween. Construction is progressing very, very well, and I personally can't wait to experience the terrors that await us inside. Now, let's discuss potential storylines, names, and themes for the Dark Forest Scare Maze experience. So then, the Dark Forest Scare Maze, what could happen here? And again, I've mentioned this in previous updates. Nox Infernus was a previous scare zone around Dark Forest around 2015, and I think this had a whole heck of a lot of potential. Now, there's something I want to reference to you guys, and I think I've referenced this in a previous news update. Do you guys remember the Crypt, the brand, the sort of name that they used as part of their create your own park map experience or game for the 40th anniversary of the park back in 2020? Because I remember it all too well. Comment down below this video, or if you're listening to us on podcast platforms, comment down below or send us a message privately using social media. Do you remember creating your own map for the 40th anniversary with all these different rides, bringing back old rides, using new names? The Crypt was one of them. And I think they could utilize that and use the Nox Infernus scare zone as a stimulus to spin off that into a full story. Use the Dark Forest. It's set in the Dark Forest. Use that location. Use that official site to your advantage. Use the area that this maze will sit in to your advantage. You've got the Nox Infernus scare zone from years ago. You've got the Crypt name from the park map creativity activity for the 40th anniversary. Combine the two together. Get a storyline, get a previous bit of history storyline. You see all these different mazes that have included old storylines. It's like back in the day, this happened and this happened, and now you get to walk through the same thing they walked through, but beware, anyone doesn't come and grab you. That's the kind of thing I'm seeing with this one. Maybe don't call it Nox Infernus, call it The Crypt. Call it The Crypt, Tale of the Nox Infernus. And it's the story of how all these years ago, they walked through this abandoned woodland, and the scythes were grabbing these folks and torturing them and discombobulating their organs and their limbs. And there's an opportunity for guests to be invited through the abandoned woodland to walk through, see how the forest took over. But beware, the spirits and the creatures of the forest may come to grab you in the end, so beware. That's the best way I would utilize that particular site, because you use Dark Forest to your advantage, you use the area's past to your advantage, and you use the creativity and innovation of the future of Dark Forest to your advantage. It'd be exactly the same with Gloomy Wood, or Forbidden Valley, or Mutiny Bay, or any area in the park. If we were creating a family scare maze for CBeebies Land, it would be the same principle. Use the past, present, and future to your advantage, both creatively and innovatively. So, those are your Scarefest updates, but now let's discuss all the other updates that's been going on in and around the Alton Towers Resort. So we're starting off with the 14 Looper, the Smiler, and more painting has been taking place on the Marmalizer creature leg of the attraction. The 2013 Gerstlauer Infinity roller coaster, known globally as the first and only 14 looping coaster, has been planning some paint-ups around the ride, with the blue sections, as you can see on the photos in the video format of this news update. You will have to check out Tower Street for the pictures themselves if you are listening on Apple or Spotify right now, the blue sections currently on the pictures help to separate certain sections of the repaint so that paint colours don't overlap sections and clash. Many want to see work being done in the off-season to jet wash the Smiler and refurbish other sections of the ride experience, with a bit of that old Towers loving care given to it. So hopefully these repainted sections will be just the start of some much needed care and support to receive to the Smiler, and help to improve the outer beauty as well as the inner beauty of the ride experience. Another update from the Alton Towers Resort now, as this week's park hours have been cut to a 5 PM close, from the previously advertised 6 o'clock. Now, we spoke about previous 5 PM closures that were announced in recent weeks in the past in other news updates. This change currently also sees the 1st of August cut to a 5 PM close. However, the rest of August is currently still on a 6 PM close. However, this could be subject to change. We've seen this more and more now, so I personally wouldn't rule out more 5 PM closures across certain days in August, possibly excluding the weekends, the busiest time for any theme park around the world. But we will believe to be seeing what happens there. Recently, there has also been an update to the Fasttrack pricing structure at the Alton Towers Resort. The online price remains the current same, which you can check out on the Alton Towers website. I have linked that in the description below this video and the podcast format of this news update. And the price you now pay on the day, though, has changed from the resort's Fasttrack packages. They've now gone up to £2 for bronze and £5 for silver, gold and platinum packages, but that's only on the day. Online prices remain the same. From a business perspective, to increase revenue during the busy days, the park are taking advantage of the fact that more may want to skip the very long queues during the busy summer break. And I, for one, think on a business perspective, it's the right thing to do in terms of drumming up even more revenue from the amount of interest they could gain towards the Fasttrack packages. There has been an outcry from some people suggesting the price may be too high for the Fasttrack packages. However, that is of course subject to personal and overriding opinion. And finally, for the Alton Towers Resort, it may not be anywhere close to Christmas just yet. We were just about to start August, for crying out loud. However, the magical Alton Towers Resort have released an official set of Christmas baubles. Yay! And this is located in Towers Trading on Towers Street, and the price currently set for these set of 4 Christmas baubles is £18. So if you want some Christmas decorations early, head into Towers Trading in Towers Street and check out your Alton Towers Christmas baubles. So there we are, ladies and gentlemen, thrill seekers of all ages. That is all your latest updates from the Alton Towers Resort. Some fantastic construction work taking place for Scarefest. Some wonderful other updates. Great to see Smiler getting some paint jobs. Great to see the Christmas baubles starting to go on sale. £18. Some say it's a stretch. However, again, that is subject to personal and overriding opinion. But overall, it's great to see so many updates within the resort. Obviously, it's sad to see some of the hours cut on closing times as we head into the August break. However, I'm sure that's been done for a specific reason. Fasttrack prices going up on the day a little bit as well. Obviously, some people might not like that, but I think with how busy it's going to get, Alton Towers, from a business perspective, will be taking into account the increase in need and want for these Fasttrack packages to avoid the 2, 3, however long hour queues there's going to be during the summer break, depending on the crowds this summer at the Alton Towers Resort. So from a business standpoint, they're taking advantage of that potential need or want for Fasttrack packages by increasing on-the-day prices, because they know that on the day there's going to be an increase in need or want for those Fasttrack packages. So overall, from a business standpoint, Alton Towers are trying to do the right thing here to try and cash in on the generated, rejuvenated and increased interest on the day for those Fasttrack packages. The price may be steep to some people, but unfortunately it's just a business decision from the Alton Towers Resort to take advantage of the busy crowds on the day, on each day consecutively. But overall, that is your latest updates in and around the Alton Towers Resort. Make sure you stay tuned for more updates. We've got some incredible videos coming up, including tonight, because tonight, or by the end of today, it will be the official announcement for King's Dominion's brand new roller coaster. We will be delivering the official announcement video. We will be delivering an analysis of the brand new ride experience and all the details surrounding it If you do want to check out our previous news update on this, go into our playlists on YouTube. Go and check out the first episode, I believe it is, on Apple and Spotify if you're listening on podcast platforms for the full sort of analysis of what we know so far about King's Dominion's project, and go and check that one out as well. But for now, I am the CHALL, ta for now, and that is the end of this theme park experience.